Hello learners, welcome to today's online session on Narrative Composition Part 2. In today's session, we shall discuss narrative composition in the form of dialogue. We shall also discuss the different stylistic features. Let's start with narrative composition in the form of dialogue. We know that the most important aspect of narrative composition is clear and effective expression of ideas, emotions, and reactions. A narrative, in order to be interesting, must be original. It must be based on one's personal experience, observation, and thought. A good narration is a communication aimed at a group of readers, and it is based on a central plan. Good observation is necessary for writing good narratives. Now, we will discuss narrative composition in the form of dialogue or a dialogue narrative. Put simply, dialogue is a narrative conveyed through speech by two or more characters. It sets the scene, advances action, gives insight into each character and foreshadows future dramatic action. Today, we will learn how dialogue gives us a point of view as well as the relevant facts which are to be communicated to the readers. Here, we will take a sample of writing in the form of dialogue. This is a record of discussions at an interview committee where members of the board of trustees are discussing the candidates for the post of the principal of a school in a small town. The committee consists of two trustees and a specialist from the Board of Education. They have already interviewed a number of candidates and are now waiting for the last candidate to come in. Now, let's read the dialogue. Chairman: if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, we shall compare notes before we interview the last candidate. I must say we have not heard the response I expected. Perhaps we should have advertised more widely. Speaking for myself, I have not been impressed by anyone we have seen so far. At the same time, we must immediately find someone suitable as the admissions have to begin in May. The last candidate has good paper qualifications, but I doubt whether, being a woman, she will be able to manage the school well. Mr. Garg: Mr. Chairman, we can't reject her just because she is a woman. We must remember our school is co-educational and a woman has as much right to apply for the post as a man. If we do not consider her purely on the grounds of her sex, it will be very unfair. Dr. Sharma, at present, women are very conscious of the right to equality of opportunity for jobs, and if the story of discrimination on grounds of sex gets into the newspaper, the trust will have a tough job defending itself. Chairman, I wish Dr. Sharma you would not bring newspapers and politics into every matter. My chief worry is that if we put a woman in charge of the school, she will have a tough time dealing with some of the teachers we have on the staff, let alone the children from the slums. Dr. Sharma, let's not get involved in political discussions. Mr. Garg, yes, we would better be quick. It's already late. I wish, Mr. Chairman, we had a wider selection. The fact is, Mrs. Fuzzleboy is very well qualified on paper. Shall we call her in an interview first? Chairman, you are quite right, Mr. Garg. Let's get on with the interview. Please call her. In this dialogue, we can see that Mrs. Fuzzleboy is a mature and experienced teacher. The chairman is worried about women being able to manage a difficult set of teachers. Dr. Sharma is interested in getting the pupils from slums to attend school regularly. Fines don't ensure regular attendance so well as parents wanting to get their children educated. Mrs. Fuzzleboy has worked in a similar school before and is therefore used to such problems. Learners, you can give an account of this dialogue keeping the aforesaid facts in mind. Now, let us try to understand what style means in writing narrations. Here, we have taken a few definitions. Number 1. Swift defines style as proper words in proper places make the true definition of style. Number 2. Buffon defines style as style is the man himself. Third, Chesterfield defines style as style is the dress of thought. Fourth, Whitehead defines style as style is the morality of mind. It is difficult to define style as there are so many different views about it. The easiest definition is by Swift. While Swift's definition is very useful and clear, the definition by Buffon conveys the idea that in everything you write, you communicate a little bit of your innermost self. Chesterfield's definition is quite often misunderstood to mean that you have something like content and then you dress it up in a fancy style. Many students think that lack of complete content or weakness of content can be covered up with a decorative style. Whitehead's definition indicates the close connection between style and the integrity of a writer's mind. Style will thus bring to your readers your approach, your point of view, and your way of looking at things. It can never be separated from your basic mode of thinking. When we say a writer has a poor style, we mean that his way of writing does not leave a definite impression on the reader's mind. We are commenting on the way in which he expresses his attitude and opinions. So, style is the individual manner in which someone writes or expresses his thoughts. Style is what the writer adds to the basic communication in language which comes from the use of linguistic units. The writer exercises his choice in the matter of sounds, words, grammatical patterns and their arrangements to convey his meaning. The question that now arises is how you can improve your narrative style. For this, you should re-examine all that you write from the point of view of style and ask the following questions. Number 1, does it communicate the ideas that you have in mind? Number 2, is there anything that slows down the flow of narration? Number 3, is there any fault which can be removed, like faulty syntax, faulty diction, non-standard usage, etc.? Number 4, what can you do to improve communication? To get a clarity on all these, you can consider the following stylistic features. Number 1, simplicity. Number 2, direct conversational style. Number 3, individuality. Number 4, concreteness. Now, let us look at the short passages of each which illustrate the quality of respective stylistic features. Number 1, simplicity. Let's read a paragraph over here. There is a product in the market that is sold in a jar. The jar is inside a box. The box is inside a bag. The bag is inside a carrier. This is known as packaging. Consumers only want the product, so packaging creates a problem for them. As soon as they have unwrapped the product, the jar, the box, the bag, and the carrier are no longer packaging. They have all become useless. They have become rubbish. This passage is remarkable for its simplicity. The language is used to make statements and the reader has to supply almost nothing from his imagination. Articles in newspapers are often written in this style. Number 2, direct conversational style. Let's read a passage. I think that I cannot preserve my health and spirits unless I spend 4 hours a day at least, and it is commonly more than that. Sauntering through the woods and over the hills and fields, absolutely free from all worldly engagements, when sometimes I am reminded that the mechanics and shopkeepers stay in the shops not only all the forenoon, with all the afternoon too, sitting with crossed legs, so many of them, as if the legs were made to sit upon and not to stand or walk upon. I think that they deserve some credit for not having committed suicide long ago. Here, the writer speaks directly to the reader and tries to present his point of view, which is very uncommon. Third, individuality. Here we will see that the style of writing brings out the individual character of the speaker. Let's read a short passage. Lord Ickenham raised his eyebrows. Not stop here. Are you suggesting that we go out into the train? My dear lad, you are not aware of the grave issues involved. This morning, as I was leaving home, I had a rather painful disagreement with your aunt. She said that the weather was treacherous and wished me to take my woolly muffler. I replied that the weather was not treacherous and that I would be dashed if I took my woolly muffler. Eventually, by the exercise of an iron will, I had my way, and I ask you, my dear boy, to envisage what will happen if I returned with a cold in the head. I shall sink to the level of a 5th class power. Next time I come to London, it would be with a respirator. No, I shall remain here, roasting my toes at this really excellent fire. We note here that there are some words which are too heavy and solemn for the context. They only give rise to humor. Fourth, concreteness. Let's read a short passage. At daybreak, Billy Buck emerged from the bunkhouse and stood for a moment on the porch looking up at the sky. He was a broad, bandy-legged little man with a walrus moustache, with square hands puffed and muscled on the palms. His eyes were contemplative, watery and grey, and the hair which protruded from under his Stetson hat was spiky and withered. Billy was still stuffing his shirt into his blue jeans as he stood on the porch. He unbuckled his belt and tightened it again. He unbuckled his belt and tightened it again. The belt showed by the worn, shiny places opposite each hole the gradual increase of Billy's middle over a period of years. Here we see definiteness in the description. Let us sum up now. Today we discussed how to write narratives in the form of dialogues. We saw how dialogue makes the story dynamic, enlivens the characters, and moves the action along unobtrusively. We also learned different stylistic features, namely simplicity, direct conversational style, individuality, and concreteness. We learned how the stylistic features can improve our communication. Let's look at the keywords which were used in today's session. Number 1, concreteness. It means definiteness. Diction means choice of words and phrases in speech and writing. Individuality. It means individual character. Style. It means manner of writing or speaking. Syntax. It means sentence construction, the grammatical arrangement of words in speech or writing. Usage. It means customary practice. So, this was all for today's session. We will meet again with a new topic some other day. Bye for now.